Hello students, hope you all are good. So in our today's module, we'll be dealing up with the anatomy of dicotyledonous and monocotyledonous glands. Now for the better understanding of tissue organization of a root, stem and leaves, it is convenient to study the TS of the mature zones of these organs. So the one which that we are going to study is of the sunflower root. Fine. Now the outermost layer is the epidermis, right students? The outermost layer is the epidermis, and we all know this thing that if this is the epidermis layer, for example, so there are a lot of epidermal hairs that are protruded from this layer, right? Second comes cortex, that consists of the parenchymatous cells, fine, and these parenchymatous cells, they have the intercellular spaces in them, fine, intercellular spaces. Now students, coming on to the exact dicot root, so it looks like somewhat like this. You can see here the first one we have is the dicot root, fine. Then look here, this one is the root here that we have already done. Second comes is the epidermis. Then this complete region, students, it is known as the cortex, fine. Then the innermost layer of the cortex is said to be the endodermis. So you can see here this complete structure is the endodermis, right? This one is the endodermis. You can see the barrel shaped like cells, students, fine. These are the barrel shaped like cells and without any intercellular spaces. So this thing to be noted down, very important, that parenchymatous cells, they were having the intercellular spaces. You can see in between, you can see the white that is being left, fine, around these cells. So that is what the intercellular space looks like. But talking about these barrel shaped look like cells, that is the this complete endodermis. So these cells, they do not have any intercellular spaces in between them, fine. And the tangential as well as radial walls of the endodermal cells, fine. This is what the endodermal cells are, students. You can see the light pink colors. So they have a deposition of water impermeable. Water impermeable means that water cannot cross it, fine. So that is made up of a waxy material that is said to be the suberin, students, fine. Suberin is the waxy material, and they form the basically these waxy material, they are in the form of Casparian strips. Now comes next to endodermis, we have a few thick walled parenchymatous cells that is referred to the pericycle. So this is what the pericycle is, students. You can see here this complete structure is of pericycle, right? Now initiation of lateral roots and vascular cambium during the secondary growth, they takes place in these cells only. The pith is small here, students. Talking in dicot root, the pith is somewhat small, right? The pith is small, and the parenchymatous cells which lie between the xylem and the phloem, they are said to be the conjunctive tissues, fine. So you can see here this one is the phloem, students, fine. This one is the phloem. These are the phloem cells. You can see here these are the phloem cells, and the purple colored structure, I would like to zoom here. So these purple colored structure or somewhat like maroonish color, these are the xylem, fine. Now students, this one is the protoxylem. The protoxylem, see, this one is the protoxylem, and the protoxylem structure are the cells which are pre-formed, like they formed early, fine, in comparison to the metaxylem, fine. I hope this thing is clear. It's very important. So you can see these cells, I would like to show you with the help of these colors. See, these cells are the metaxylem, fine, and you can see these are the protoxylem, the pre-formed cells, fine. The pre-formed xylem cells are the protoxylem. Now students, there are usually 2 to 4 xylem and phloem patches, right? So you can see here we have 2 to 4 only, and later a cambium ring develops between the xylem and phloem, fine. Later on what happens, a cambium ring is basically developed in between the xylem and phloem, and all tissue on the inner side of the endodermis such as pericycle, vascular bundles and pith, they constitute the stele. So this is what we said to be the stele. Fine, the endodermis, pericycle and the vascular bundles. I hope this thing is clear, students. Now moving on to the next, that is the monocotyledonous root. Fine, very easy. Same that as that of dicot root. Fine, there are just few difference. Like you can see here, the anatomy of the monocot root is similar to the dicot in many respects. Fine, in many respects it is just same. Like it has epidermis as that of dicot root, it has cortex, it has endodermis, it has pericycle, it has vascular bundle and pith. Fine. Now as compared to the dicot root, which have fewer xylem bundles, there are usually more than 6. Fine. So the only difference here is that you can see here xylem, the proto and metaxylem, students. So you can see that there are usually more than 6 xylem bundles. So that is why this condition is said to be the polyarch condition. Which condition, students? Polyarch condition. Right? Very important thing. So xylem bundles in the monocot root. Xylem bundles in the monocot root, they are usually more than 6. And students, this is the first point. Fine. The xylem, about the xylem bundles. Second we have is that pith is large and well developed in case of the monocot root. Fine. Pith is well developed, and monocotyledonous roots, they do not undergo any secondary growth. I hope this thing is clear, students. Third point is do not undergo secondary growth. So there is no secondary growth basically in the case of monocotyledonous root. I hope this thing is clear, students. I would like to show you both of them together. So you can see here, the above one is of the dicot root, fine, and the below it is monocot root, fine. So you can see here that xylem bundles are more in monocotyledonous root, pith is large and well developed, and there is no secondary growth. Fine. I hope the topic is clear to each one of you, students. Thank you.